All right, man. This video is going to be a little bit different with so much going on. I am itching to get behind this mic and just talk and vent about everything I'm seeing. It's not going to be stat based. I have a video coming out this weekend, everything the 2023 NBA playoffs has proven so far. And that one will be more stat predicated. But this one, I literally just want to vent. Let's talk about the series that's about to break NBA Twitter, the Lakers versus the Warriors. And let's talk about their previous series, the Kings versus Golden State. First of all, man, big shout out to Sacramento. Mike Brown, he coached his ass off. De'Aaron Fox, he went toe-to-toe with Stephen Curry for the majority of the series with the broken finger, and it was his first playoffs. Malik Monk, he gave that team so much energy and so much life off the bench, probably outplaying the whole Golden State bench by himself. Probably spoke a little bit too soon after that game 6, but I respect the energy and I respect the passion. Keegan Murray is a rookie. He was a little shaky in the beginning, but he contributed significantly to some of those wins. So as an organization and a team that's never been there before, you have to tip your cap to them. They played their asses off. Stephen Curry and that game 7 performance, bruh. Usually when a player is 35 years old, 36, and he's still hanging on and he's still playing at an extremely high level, you can still tell they're past their prime. Typically because their athleticism has dwindled and they're using more post moves, they patent their perimeter game, etc. That's typically the nature of the NBA. Stephen Curry, and I'm dead serious when I say this, he might be the only player that at 35 years old is literally at the best stage of his career prime-wise, because he's completely transformed his body to endure more contact, and you see the results. It's a lot of calls he don't get because he's a lot more proficient as a 3-level scorer and he utilizes it now. Like, bro, around the rim, this man is magical because he's never been reliant on his athleticism or how high he can jump or how fast he runs. It's allowed his game to age like wine, and it's like he's 35 going on 25 because he has the best cardiovascular endurance of any player ever. For a series, that's just hard to keep up with. Like LeBron said, if you make one mistake against this man, you're going to pay, and he does that. And the Kings, I think he just broke their will, especially in that second half of the game 7. Stephen Curry has gotten to this point of his career where it's like he completely unlocked the formula to his game. Like early in his career, especially in that 2016 finals, if his 3-point shot wasn't really on, you could see his impact significantly hindered. Nowadays, and this is why I believe he's in his ultimate complete form, even if his deep ball isn't necessarily on, he's so comfortable attacking the basket and putting the ball on the floor, attacking you from all angles of the half court, using how scared you are of his gravity to his advantage, that he's quite literally become unstoppable. Memphis versus LA, and I'm not going to talk about every series, just the ones that I really feel like talking about right now. I'm not going to lie. The Grizzlies are the biggest frauds probably that I've ever seen in my entire life, like literally. Ja Morant, and I really respect how he took accountability after the game and talked about how his off the court stuff probably contributed to their season a bit. I respect all of that. But Ja Morant, where he is right now, I don't think he can come close to being the best player on a championship team. Unlike Steph, and I hate to compare these two, it's just so unfair, but I have to in this context just for a brief second, he's way too reliant on his athleticism. The Grizzlies, they were the best transition team in the NBA. That bothered me a bit because in the playoffs, it slows down. I talked about that in my predictions video, but I didn't think it would be so glaring in the first round, and it was. Ja, especially for that damn team, he has to patent his half-court bag and add more layers to his game. He has to become a much better perimeter shooter, or else they're just going to build that wall, and that style, it is going to peak. The Grizzlies overall, they're just such an immature damn team. Like, I remember last year after Minnesota stole game 1 and Memphis tied the series in game 2, Ja's walking around in the tunnel talking about, stay on that side, bro, stay on that side. Everybody that doubted us, like, bro, they got their mission. They stole home court, bro. What is wrong with you? Dillon Brooks, after game 2 where LeBron, they stole home court in game 1, he talking like LeBron, oh, and all this. Like, they have no IQ of the situation, and overall, they're just frauds. The Lakers, they're just dangerous. Like, they're so damn deep. LeBron is probably on the deepest team of his entire career, and they're not reliant on LeBron to have monster games or AD to have monster games. They can attack you from different angles. I believe in every single game, or damn near every single game in that series, they had a top leading scorer that was different. It can be Austin Reeves one night. It can be Rui Hachimura. It can obviously be LeBron or AD. You can't really trust D'Angelo Russell to consistently do it, but on any given night, we know he has that talent where he can just explode. So to me, for a team that's so multifaceted offensively, and they are monsters defensively, like it's a nightmare to score against. And to me, they have the best defensive player in the league. Like, I know Jaren Jackson won, That's cool. Anthony Davis is the best defensive player in the league when he's on. Like, I don't care what nobody says. And they have the best two-man defensive lineup with Jared Vanderbilt and Anthony Davis. They are very dangerous. I will say, with this Golden State Lakers matchup, I'm very intrigued to see how the Lakers match up with Golden State offensively, because Memphis's offense is so limited. It plays into Anthony Davis's strength. All they can do is really attack the basket, and he's like the best rim protector in the NBA. And when Luke Kennard got hurt, they just couldn't score. So I can't wait to see how that matchup and how they align. Jimmy Butler. First of all, Miami fans, get out my DMs. Nobody was hating on y'all. Nobody disliked y'all or whatever. I literally just pointed out what y'all displayed in the regular season. Obviously, it wasn't that important to y'all. And Jimmy Butler specifically, he just flips that switch every single playoffs as soon as you begin to doubt his team. Nobody really doubts Jimmy specifically. I always said that man needs more help, but it's something about that guy. Also, give Miami a lot of credit collectively. I'm not a big fan of surrounding your best player with a bunch of undrafted talent, but they stepped up. Duncan Robinson, I believe he came in for Tyler Hero and hit like 70% of his threes. Gabe Vincent hit some pretty big shots. So did Caleb Martin. Kevin Love, I think they're like undefeated since they inserted him into the starting lineup. So they rally behind Jimmy, and that's why they're in the second round. And who knows, bro? They have a real shot to get to the finals. But also Milwaukee, bro. Like, I was so damn disappointed. I know Giannis basically missed those first 3 games, but I mean, you blew essentially like a double-digit lead in the fourth quarter in game 4. And then you came back around and blew like a 16-point lead in game 5. And Mike Budenholzer, I don't want to talk too much about him because I know his brother just passed, but those timeouts, that situation, it was just so bad. And their half-court offense, it looked so damn shaky. It kind of looked like that throughout the season, but I was saying, okay, Chris Middleton was hurt. I gave him a little bit of a pass, but in the playoffs, it just showed up. And Giannis, he was scared to touch the ball. He missed like 13 free throws. It was an absolute collapse. Even like Brook Lopez, bro, I was so disappointed. Like the Bucks, they were one of the best defensive teams in the entire NBA with a great interior presence with Giannis, Bobby Porter, Brook Lopez, who was second in Defensive Player of the League votings. And Jimmy Butler just torched them inside. Like Jimmy Butler right now currently leads the league in points in the paint. That's mainly because of what he did to Milwaukee. So collectively, it was a collapse. They were fraudulent a little bit offensively in the half court, especially with Chris Middleton not quite looking like himself. And all that stuff got exposed. The Knicks and the Cavs, I'll keep this one pretty brief. First of all, shout out to New York because I didn't think they would win that series, but I truly underestimated the physicality of the playoffs and how much that really means. Jarrett Allen and Evan Mobley, they just got punished on the glass. Like they got punished. I'm gonna save it for the weekend when I really talk about it and dive deep into it, but they got punished. They had no physicality against Mitchell Robinson and Julius Randle. They got every single second chance point, every single offensive rebound, and you could just see the clear physicality difference between those two franchises. And right now, the Cavs, they're not ready. They're a regular season team. The Suns, and man, I picked this team to get to the NBA Finals, and right now, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. They ain't getting to no damn finals. They're just not. Like, I underestimated the depth part of everything, and that's very, very significant. Right now, Kevin Durant and Devin Booker, do you know they're 1 and 2 in minutes per game in the playoffs? That just can't happen. Their bench essentially gives them nothing consistently. DeAndre Ayton, every single time I watch him, I feel Monty Williams, and I understand why he was so frustrated with that man. He doesn't assert himself enough offensively. Defensively, he can be lackadaisical. Rebound-wise, he can just sit there and kind of watch. I saw a clip of Nikola Jokic basically playing volleyball to himself while he was on the baseline just watching. Like, that's just not enough as a third piece. Chris Paul, I can't even get mad at him for not being able to contribute enough offensively because he's 38. Like, even LeBron slowed down a little bit at 38, so you know he's going to, and he's always been injured. So I can't expect more of him now at 38 years old. It's just not enough. That team, and bro, I know I picked them. I'm cool with being wrong. To get this clear, I'm not Skip Bayless. I don't have a team in the NBA. I'm a fan of the game, and I love watching the game. So I don't care who's right, who's wrong. But that team is so damn thin that they really can't afford for Kevin Durant or Devin Booker to be off like Kevin Durant was last night when he just got locked up by KCP, Aaron Gordon, whoever they put on him. They took turns locking that man up. They can't afford to have that because they're too thin elsewhere. So Phoenix is cool. It's a good roster on paper. You got Kevin Durant, you got Devin Booker. They're very top heavy, but I don't see them winning anything this year. I don't even really see them advancing past this round, and they're just too thin. They're just too thin. And lastly, Denver. I'm gonna be honest, and I'm speaking for myself, I really owe them an apology. Now, in my bold predictions video, I did pick them to be the #1 seed, but I didn't really think they were like a strong #1 seed at all, and they're proving that they are. First of all, the head of the snake, Nikola Jokic. This man is just Mr. Reliable, and I hate to compare these two, but they're always compared. Unlike the player he's always compared to, Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid, I love Joel Embiid. He was so damn dominant. He's the MVP to me for sure. He's more dominant than Jokic, but he's not there like this man. Second of all, and what's to me underrated about Jokic, he is an animal on that glass. Going against Rudy Gobert, who's led the league in rebounds multiple times, and Cat, who's been a double-digit rebounder before, and now DeAndre Ayton, who's a double-digit rebounder, and he's like 7 feet. This man is averaging like 14 boards a game. It's not physical. It's not like Kevon Looney where he's falling everywhere. It's not like Dennis Rodman or Sabonis or something like that, but it's effective. This man mastered how to tip the ball to himself and put his body in the right positions and to kind of play volleyball with himself on the glass and get all those extra possessions. I heard Paul George talking about it, and like I said, it's not physical. It doesn't look like, oh man, he's laboring, but it's very effective. Also, he's been so much more aggressive in the playoffs, which I always wanted him to do. Okay, it's cool to have all the regular season acknowledgement, and I've raved about it. I know his PER is through the roof, his VORP, his win shares. Look at his efficiency, bro. He's shooting 60% from the field. His true shooting percentage is so damn high. Okay, that's cool. But in the playoffs, he went from shooting 14 shots a game in the regular season to now 21. And to me, in order for them to go anywhere, he has to be aggressive. I always wondered if Jokic fell too much in love with playing the game the right way and making the right passes and making the right plays, which is cool. But in the playoffs, sometimes you got to put the team on your back and assert yourself offensively because your teammates won't have it going and you're the superstar. And last night, specifically against Phoenix in that game too, he definitely did that. Also, Denver, they're pretty underratedly deep. Like Bruce Brown, he's had like a revelation playing with Denver and getting away from Kyrie and Kevin Durant and that crazy chaotic system. And you put him in a more cohesive system now offensively with Jokic, and he's really showing you what he can be. Aaron Gordon, he's just an athletic wing body to have that you can throw on players like Kevin Durant, LeBron, Andrew Wiggins, Tatum, etc. And offensively, he can stretch the floor a bit, and he's just a ridiculous 4th, 5th option. MPJ, it's a little inconsistent, but we know the talent is there. He's 6'10". On any given night, he can look like a damn Kevin Durant-esque prodigy. Jamal Murray, we know what Jamal Murray is. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, he's a great two-way player. Like, he's a legitimate 3-and-D. So that team, they're dangerous too. If you guys like this video, I just got behind the mic and started talking about the playoffs because they've been that great. So if you want more venting and rambling sessions of these type of videos, like the video. I'm gonna tackle the playoffs from a more analytical, statistical point of view this weekend, so look out for that too. And like these videos, man, it shows me that you guys want them. Follow my social media sites for all my live reactions. Enjoy these damn playoffs, man, because they've been incredible. Do all that great stuff, guys, and until next time, as always, stay tuned.